North of Pittsburgh, in the rural community of Avonmore, Pennsylvania, Chris Richard, 12, and his 11-year-old brother Mike are just out to help their neighbor trim a tree. Like many of the properties in the area, there's an abandoned well beside it. It's covered by a thick piece of plywood.
That's the branch right there, okay?
What Chris doesn't know is the plywood cover has rotted.
This branch does not want to come down.
Do you want me to do it?
No.
Chris goes farther out on the limb. Suddenly, he loses his footing.
Oh, no.
After plunging 30 feet down the well, Chris is still alive and now hopelessly wedged in with his knee against the jagged rock wall. Unaware of what's going on, Chris's father, Dan, is fixing a motor in his workshop.
Dad! It's Chris! He found the well!
When Mikey come crying and running and crying as bad as he was crying, I knew there was something up.
Chris, oh my God. Oh God. Oh, Chris, everything's gonna be all right, okay? Don't. Mike. Okay, go to the shed and give me the rope, quick.
Chris is stuck tight for the moment, but the well's deep and he could fall much farther. While brother Mike returns for a rope, he screams to his mother to call 911.
Okay, Chris, the rope's coming down.
Okay, Dad!
Dan's immediate concern is for Chris to get the rope under his arms and around his waist so he won't fall any further.
If I didn't know what to do or how I was going to get him out, at least I had a hold of him until somebody got there.
Fire Chief Bob Burkett responds to the emergency call from dispatch.
The call came in as a child fell into a well, was approximately 50 feet deep, and had been there for approximately 20 minutes.
Chief Burkett immediately radios for a nearby rescue team to assist him. Under Burkett's command, the rescue team sets up a ladder and a pulley system to lower a rescuer into the well. Jammed inside, Chris waits and wonders, will they be able to get him out?
I thought I lost my oldest son, so I was basically afraid that I wouldn't get him back.
The rescue effort at that point became pretty intense because the rescuers had no idea how far down the well went.
They said, you know, do you want to go down in? I said, of course, yeah.
It was hard. I was like cramped. I couldn't, when I was down there, I couldn't feel my leg.
The rescue team realizes why Chris is stuck. The well has been dug to taper toward the bottom. The design of the well and Chris's size have saved him from falling another 20 feet to water and certain drowning below.
Put your portable on the side there.
The rescue set up their pulleys and winches and so on. One, to get an assessment of the physical damage that the young man had done to himself, and secondly, to see what the composure of the well was like. The young man himself, with the assistance of one of the rescue people that we had left down feet first, assisted the young man in putting a safety harness on, and he was tied off to that safety line there, that lifeline, through those pulleys and that ladder.
Is there any way you can get your left leg free? Is there enough room below you to get your left leg down? If you can get your left leg down, we can get you out of there.
Or hold it up real tight to your chest.
I basically stayed down there, you know, hoping I hear something good news. He was all right, and I was basically just pacing the ground down there.
Then rescuer Howard Clark comes out of the well with a glimmer of hope.
I thought he was going to come right up, and I told the guys up above, go ahead and start pulling. Well, they started pulling, and he screamed. His leg was hurt.
Now the entire team has to regroup.
Worst case scenario is that we couldn't extract him from that hole. Secondly, I was afraid swelling would take place. The human body will swell, you know, in a case like that where you're trapped.
After a 30-foot fall, injured areas can swell and cause internal bleeding. No one knows what Chris's injuries are. Time is running out.
There for a while, I didn't think you were going to get him out.
Heavy equipment was called in. Bulldozers, caterpillars, back shovels, things of that nature. In the worst case scenario, we would have to excavate and try and dig down in alongside the well without caving it in. And To any degree, that would be a difficult task.
After hours in the well, Chief Burkett worries because of exposure to cold and exhaustion, Chris isn't going to survive.
He became very tired after a period of time, and needless to say, so did the rescuers.
Then, out of desperation, Team Commander Poskus comes up with an unusual idea.
We got some cooking oil, and we decided, how we're going to do this. One of the paramedics from the helicopter decided he could get down head first. We lowered the cooking oil down with another rope, and we told the child, lubricate your leg. He dumped the cooking oil all over his leg, and he was able to turn his body around a little bit, like he was unscrewing a cork. And we decided this is a last-ditch effort. It's getting late. He has to come out. He's been in there long enough. He turned himself, got to that pipe, and on 3, we pulled. And we were able to free him. He popped like a cork. I mean, there was actually a loud pop.
The only thing I seen first was a tree. I seen there's this lady with the ambulance. I seen her coming up.
He wants the pillows on him now.
It was just a joy. I didn't lose my son. He didn't even get no stitches. He just had a big bruise.
Chris is given treatment for strained ligaments to his left leg, exposure, and exhaustion.
Wanted to run over and grab him, but they already took him away from me first. So I grabbed him till I got near him. He showed me he was brave.
Because of a dedicated and expert rescue team, Chris Richard has beaten the odds and cheated death. He has survived his nightmare in a well.